and welcome to Video Zone. I hope you all enjoy Dollman versus the Demonic Toys. I'm talking to you from the parking lot of the new Full Moon facility. It's incredibly exciting being here. We finally managed to move all of our various operations under one roof. We have our 3 sound stages, we have corporate, we have all post-production, our art department, our 3 effects labs, the Dave Allen studios, Mark Rappaport's studio, and the Mike Deek studio. So in future Video Zones, I'm going to be looking forward to showing you the inside of this place and what we're doing in here as we are getting into new pictures and new crazy plans and endeavors. And of course, I'll see you on the next edition of the Video Zone.
Dollman has got some new toys to play with, and this time they're just his size. Join Full Moon Entertainment on his latest adventure, Dollman versus the Demonic Toys.
Let's just get ready to roll. Okay, Jonathan?
Charles Band is loose in the toy shop again as he returns to the helm as director.
Strapped to the crane all day.
If the question is why Dollman versus Demonic Toys, why not? You know, why not begin to combine some of our franchises? And I just thought it would be fun for Dollman, who's, you know, unfortunately trapped in this 13-inch body, to be teamed up with some other characters who are roughly his size. So to make it even more interesting, we combined Dollman with a 3rd franchise with our crazy Bad Channel show, and we brought in Dollchick. So now Dollman has his woman, and she's also very small, just like him, and they're fighting the Demonic Toys.
Tim Thomerson returns as the 13-inch cop, although the storyline was a surprise for him.
What's my line?
I said, what are you going to do with Dollman? He said, I want to bring him back. I want to bring him back. I like him. I like him. So I said, okay, well, whatever you put together, you know, I'm willing to play this guy again. So
around here about
then he came up with this idea because Bad Channel's girl was shrunk and I'm small and
Ginger.
it all just kind of fit together. I think that will be fun for people who are tuned into Full Moon and tuned into this genre, and then hopefully some new fans. We'll see.
Yeah, good. All right.
Good entertainment.
Wow, that almost sounded like a compliment.
Maybe it was.
Joining the cast from Bad Channels is Melissa Bear, playing Nurse Ginger, Dollman's wild and wacky partner.
I guess, like, it's the wildest nurse ever invented. She's not like your regular, stereotypical, take care of everything. She's kind of independent and fun. Kids, don't try this at home.
Ginger, you take cover.
I'm no wimp, you know.
Yeah, I know, baby. But you don't have a gun. We do.
Still in hot pursuit of the toys is Officer Judith Gray, played once again by Tracy Scoggins.
Cut it.
How was it up to there?
It was brilliant.
I'm a fan of this kind of movie, too. I'm a fan as well as a performer. So I think it just brings out the kid in all of us. I hope when the Demonic Toys fans see the sequel that I hope they love it. I hope they're not too happy that Judith gets a bullet, but I think they're going to like it a lot.
See, I wasn't kidding.
Shooting the scenes with the miniature heroes required a little extra effort.
We had to build toys that are 6 times scale, so that when Dollman, who's supposed to be 13 inches, is fighting Baby Oopsie is actually a little larger than he is. So the actual Baby Oopsie we use is 8 feet tall.
The body of Baby Oopsie Daisy, right now, she has a head, which is put on a performer, which Paul is carrying right here. It's all foam construction, not made from molds. If we got a performer into Baby Oopsie, there's a little helmet in there. Goes right up. We got a 9-foot baby. She's an awesome baby.
But not a good date for Ginger.
Remember, he's still just a dog.
How wrong you are, my dear. I have all the tools necessary now.
All the tools.
Look!
A new doll was added to the demonic toy collection.
Yeah, I actually designed Zombie Toy, did the drawings for the design, and had Charlie Band okay them. And he was really happy with them. He just wanted the really buggy eyes, though. He wanted that really kind of crazy look to him.
That's me in my car screaming at the top of my lungs.
We just sculpted the one mask only, and for the different expressions, I just did an appliance that we laid over the one mask. There was 3 expressions. Well, the very static expression, plus the screaming expression, and then the middle one. There were Bob, Joe, and Spike, of course, being the mean ones. So they could call for either 3 of those guys at any time.
One more time with the next head on, please.
We need one more here.
Next head.
We can do it again here.
Total pissed off head.
Pissed off head's going on.
Ready, and action! Marvel. Cut. Very good. That was good.
Ted Smith was the lucky performer to wear the zombie toy costume, which was very hot, had limited visibility,
She's missing my keys, so I couldn't see.
and required constant care.
Thanks, dudes. We gotta glue something up quickly here because we have a very noticeable hole here. Yeah, that's gonna be done.
Okay, Doug, we're ready to go hot.
Shocking, man. I mean, stone to kunk, arcing.
The other performers had their fair share of abuse.
And Thomerson is gonna jump off this box and land on him. Okay?
3 guys on it.
Yeah, one guy in the head, one in the body, and I'll be in the back and the tail.
When I jump on this guy, I don't want to jump on his head.
Yeah, I'm looking them out. Where are you?
We'll take him off inside. Got it?
All right. Of all the puppeteers, who can we lose?
Well, that would be me, sir.
No, you can't do that shit anymore.
The sets were also blown up 6 times to help create the miniature effect.
I enjoyed all the scenes that took place on the kitchen counter, and that was fun stuff to shoot because we were up 20, 30 feet in the air on a crane, and again, the point of view that we had to shoot was from some of the characters who were in the kitchen talking to Dollman and Dollchick. So that stuff was fun.
This is the first time I've had the opportunity to work actually with giant forks and cereal boxes and giant can openers and spiders and stuff. So it's really fun. It transforms on the screen, really amazing.
My agent said I was going to be big. Go figure. It's really funny. I wish I had brought my camera. You know, you go buy these huge suitcases or the counter, like I have to crawl up on the counter. And it actually makes me feel little. I feel like a little girl. You know, I'm like swinging my legs around and I really feel teeny and petite. I'm not petite in real life, so this is acting.
The exterminator's here.
I like to look at Dollman as a little James Bond guy, and eventually, if Dollman continues on, we're going to put him through all sorts of trials and tribulations.
Hope you guys enjoyed this.
For all you Dollman fans, there'll be plenty more where this came from.
Step on it. We're a little short on patience. You know what I mean?
Dollman versus the demonic toys.
Well, in part 2, Michelle she now wakes up in Romania and she's becoming a vampire and calls her sister to come and rescue her. Whereas in part 3, she's now starting to really be more comfortable with this new state of her, this new world of undead that she's entered, and begins to have more power over Radu, the evil vampire. Basically, she finds out that he is the only person that is like her. He becomes her mentor, her idol, and she basically wants to learn everything, all of his powers, so that she can then control him. She's a smart one. We shot part 2 and part 3 the same time. We shot them back to back, and my character, Michelle's character, was not just a regular humanoid that progresses through 2 films basically staying the same. She physically and emotionally changes, so I may shoot one scene where I'm going for an attack on some guy right for the jugular, no remorse, and then we'll break for dinner, we'll come back, and I'll shoot a scene where the sight of blood completely, scares me to death. So I'd have to keep track, okay, where is she? Is she pure vampire here? Is she part human, part vampire here? Well, actually, I've got a good blood thing going. I've just finished Blood Fist, a kickboxing film. I've got Bloodstone, Bloodlust. I did Hell Comes to Frogtown, the sequel. I reprised Sandal Bergman's role. I've played a couple witches before too. I don't know. I kind of like these sort of occult, immortal characters. I personally do believe in vampires. They're just exceptionally powerful souls. They just have a weakness and a vice, which is blood.
In 1983, Quiet Riot, fronted by Kevin Dubrow and Carlos Cavazo, turned the music world into a rock and roll madhouse with their debut album, Metal Health. With Dubrow's banshee-like vocals and Cavazo's eardrum-shattering chords, the band quickly seized platinum status with such monster hits as Come On Feel the Noise and Bang Your Head. Now, in a devilish alliance with Moonstone Records, Quiet Riot unleashes their thunderous sound for Full Moon Entertainment's Dollman vs. the Demonic Toys with their new album, Terrified.
Actually, the band was first started by Kevin Dubrow and Randy Rhoads, late Randy Rhoads, in '75, and that band split up in '79. Kevin had gone through a bunch of different musicians, and I ended up playing with him in February of '82. And then about 6 months after that, we got the record deal for Metal Health. And the album came out in March of '83, and here we are, the rest is history.
The songs we're doing for Dollman vs. the Demonic Toys, we're doing 3 Quiet Riot composed tunes and 2 songs from outside writers. One song is called Terrified, which I guess is going to be the song for the ending titles. It's sort of a Black Sabbath meets Van Halen heavy song, which we're real fond of. Another song is called Little Angel. It's an upbeat rocker co-written by the bass player of The Sweet, Steve Priest. The Quiet Riot composed songs are a song I wrote called Dirty Lover, which is, I think, one of the more bluesy songs that we've done in Quiet Riot. It features Carlos on slide guitar, which is something that we haven't had much of on our previous records. A song called Rude Crude Mood, which is a basic heavy metal song about having a real bad day, and by the time 5 o'clock rolls around, you want to kill somebody.
Let's start up the entertainment, boys.
The last song is a song called Resurrection, written by Carlos Cavazo, and it's the first Quiet Riot instrumental that we've ever had. As a matter of fact, it's really going to, I think, surprise a lot of people that it's not the Come On Feel the Noise Quiet Riot. It's real, intense, dark, demonic. The positive thing about the recording process is that you can get real creative on stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think about when you're performing live. Live is a more spontaneous medium. You can really be creative in ways you hadn't thought of before.
Yeah, the Sabi slide's wonderful. It's real rock and roll, yeah. But it was fit in. Let's do it from the top.
When I'm in there so long, I tend to get fatigued. As long as I'm in there doing something, it's okay. But when you've been sitting around waiting for somebody else to do their parts and stuff, I think anybody would tend to get tired.
25% working and playing, and 75% waiting around.
I do like recording though, because it gives us a chance to fine-tune the songs. A lot of times they end up changing in the studio, and they get changed for the better.
People call us the original Headbangers only because our first big single was Bang Your Head. That was the title of it. And I mean, we didn't coin the term. Actually, I heard the term the first time when Randy Rhoads returned from England after first touring with Ozzy Osbourne. He said, You wouldn't believe the kids in the audience. They come to the front of the stage with cardboard mock-ups of my guitar, and they bang their heads. They call them headbangers. I never heard of such a thing. And then Carlos had this great song.
The hockey mask is basically just an idea that the band had come up with, sort of a story of a guy who's gone so crazy he had to be put in a straitjacket, and he had to put a metal mask on to prevent him from hurting his face, banging his head against the wall.
We're big fans of the Full Moon films. We like the Demonic Toys and the Trancers films, and we love Subspecies. As a matter of fact, we know some ourselves. Met a few. As a matter of fact, have you met the Quiet Riot crew? True Subspecies.
Terrified is now available on Moonstone Records.
In a hotel on Bodega Bay, a team of scientists will discover a secret beyond their imagination.
For the moment, the secret of my magic and my puppets is safe. Maybe that's the formula Toulon wrote about.
A power that a demon
It's showtime.
will kill to possess.
The magic that gives my puppets life was stolen from a tribe of ancient Egyptian sorcerers who pledged their allegiance to the demon lord Sutek.
What Toulon stole from me, we must recover. Now, their only hope lies in Andre Toulon's deadliest puppet.
I am with you, Puppet Master.
Puppet Master 4, The Birth of Decapitron. An innocent in a spell of evil.
You can't destroy me, Michelle. Nothing can.
Seduced by a vampire.
We together now until the end of time.
Who will stop at nothing.
You must learn to survive.
To possess
You promised you would teach me everything.
his prey.
Reach out with your senses.
Body and soul.
Take him.
They're vampires, Mel. Vampires, Marin.
Now, to save her sister,
You're so cold. You're dead.
a woman will enter a world beyond her worst nightmares.
Let there be a bloodbath. There is no love between the living and the dead.
Bloodlust, Subspecies 3. The terror continues this Halloween.
the producers of Reanimator. And from beyond. Once again, take you into the depths. Of horror's most terrifying imagination. H.P. Lovecraft's The Lurking Fear.
In the ruins of the Soviet Union. Scientists have built the ultimate war machine. A mandroid, piloted by a human soul, capable of destruction beyond imagination.
If you're handing the Mandroid unit over to the United States, I'll make sure they know who really built it.
It had to be Drago. He's the only one who knows about the Supercon program. And now he has it all.
Right now, it is in your best interest to give the formula to me.
Let's go.
Mr. American Scientist, end of the road.
Mandroid, its power is in your hands.
Since the dawn of evil, they have prowled the night, feasting on blood and the sins of our flesh. The heart of their power lies in the Bloodstone. Now, a woman who has tasted its nightmares must choose between death and damnation.
You are my fledgling. Embrace me as your master, and all that is mine will be yours.
Becky, I don't want to be like him.
What is your relationship to Miss Morgan?
She's my sister.
The vampire Rado is here in Bucharest, and your sister is his disciple.
Michelle, please, let me help you. Nothing can help me now.
The Bloodstone was stolen from me. You're going to make an exceptional plaything.
Bloodstone, subspecies 2.
For more information on how to get Full Moon CDs, comics like Puppet Master and Dollman, calendars, and becoming a fan club member, call the Full Moon hotline at 1-800-999-9559 or write to Full Moon Entertainment, P.O. Box 526, 8721 Santa Monica Boulevard, West Hollywood, California, 90069. Thanks for watching, And be sure to stay tuned for the next edition of Full Moon's Video Zone.